Hi friends, happy Aquarius season to all of my sun sign Aquarians tuning in. I hope that everybody's doing well. Before we get into this, I would like to set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. I feel so happy to be here with you guys. Let's see what's going on for Aquarius. I'm hearing that we are thinking about something. I'm looking at the Page of Cups here. For some of us, we could be waiting on a type of news. Something like that. I'm seeing us looking for a sense of reciprocity. Okay, so I'm getting this notion that for some of us, we could be working on following our intuition in a way where we feel like it's leading us to seek reciprocity, to be compensated for what we're doing, to balance out something within our relationships. And maybe we're learning a lesson here about how valuable it is when we're following our intuition and how it leads us towards the things that we want. I'm seeing some of us actually making moves based off of what we're feeling intuitively. It's like deciding through those means. Maybe sometimes even transcending logic in a way. Although I do believe that we should use both hand in hand when applicable. Yeah, it's almost like you may have been dealing with a person or a company. I'm hearing business for some, employer for some. It was like whatever this thing was that you were involved in, maybe you didn't feel like it was trustworthy and it was stressing you out, or you didn't feel like it was reputable in some sort of way, and you wanted to be compensated or you wanted to be associated with a more balanced frequency. And I'm seeing us recognize this and making the decision to follow our intuition in hopes of finding reciprocity, even if you don't know where exactly that's going to lead you. I'm hearing it's about having faith, Aquarius. Because it's almost like your eyes could have been opened up to a behavior that, whether this was your own or somebody's around you, to a behavior that felt stressful or overburdening to you. And you're choosing to follow your intuition and be confident here, I'm seeing. And demand the type of respect that you're looking for. I'm seeing also that we are transitioning as well through the completion of a particular karmic cycle that we've been in. For some, there's actually somebody coming through to communicate with you. I'm looking at the Queen of Wands here. Maybe somebody that sees that you match their energy in a certain way. I don't know what exactly this communication is about. I'm seeing them manifest a conversation with you here. Because this is something that they really want, truly. And it's almost like as you continue following your intuition. Now, I don't know if you're the one reaching out to somebody or if someone is reaching out to you. But I'm seeing it almost be like as we continue following our intuition and we seek the reciprocity that we feel we deserve, okay? The equality that we want, the equal give and take. I'm seeing that we're completing a lesson with an energy that we did not feel was of a high vibration, something that ultimately stressed us out because we didn't feel like it was in alignment, it didn't feel trustworthy to us. And now I'm seeing somebody come through to talk to you, and they're manifesting a type of happiness. And it's almost like whatever stress this is, it's like you getting to the end of this, because this is a 10 here. So that means getting to the completion of a cycle. And it's leading to something that you feel happy about. You may be working on something creatively. It's like getting better and better at having faith and jumping in the direction of where your faith is leading you, where your intuition is leading you. I'm seeing it also be like when you decide to step into a place where you're feeling confident and you're not accepting things that don't feel balanced to you. I'm seeing that you took a chance with something here. I'm hearing opening up a portal. It's almost like you stepped into a new era in a way, or like a new segment of your life, and you're looking for a sense of reciprocity, and maybe even wondering if something is going to pay off. And I'm seeing that it is, because I'm watching us transition into a place where we feel very good about the position that we've established. And this is a lesson that we're learning about having the strength to really follow our guidance here and make it through whatever cycle this is, make it to the end of this. And I'm seeing something that we're coming to understand now. It's like I'm seeing there be a sense of wisdom or enlightenment that we gain as we make our way through the ending of this cycle. And maybe we're also becoming more conscious of the energies around us and what we want to be associating with and what we don't want to be associating with. Because as far as our recognition of certain energies, I'm seeing that there may be people that you were around before that you saw in a certain light, and maybe now you're understanding their energy to be something different than initially you thought that it was. You know what? This reminds me of a sentiment too. I was thinking yesterday, many of us, I believe, currently or like in the somewhat recent past or just in the past in general, have been through situations where we have faced narcissistic type of energies. And I was wondering the other day, like, if I could rewind back to my first experience and like wipe the slate clean, meaning I didn't know what would happen with that person, I wonder if I would still be attracted to that energy or if I would know better. And I really do think that I would have a different perspective of things like warning signs and whatnot. And that's kind of the energy that I'm seeing here. It's like being able to recognize something that maybe in the past you weren't able to recognize, and it's because you're becoming savvy of signs and warnings and things that you need to see and what you want to stay away from and what has energy associated with it that feels like it's of a low vibrational frequency. Because I'm seeing for sure in the past we could have been involved with energies that betrayed you in some sort of way or were not trustworthy, even though you felt very tied to this person or these people. Like you could have seen them as a twin flame or as a soulmate. For some of us, we were actually married to this person. And I'm seeing that this lesson that we've moved through about following our intuition, taking a leap of faith, and making sure that we are getting what is equal to us, that we want to be in balanced relationships here, where someone is willing to put in the same amount of work as you are, and somebody who is going to treat you the same way, like equal to the way that you treat them, you know? Like somebody that treats you with respect is like you're demanding respect here. And I'm seeing this be a lesson that we've gone through where there's some valuable information that we've learned equivalent to some sort of enlightenment that we've moved through. And it has to do with the Seven of Swords energy and being aware of this. Being aware of this frequency within other people, I'm hearing. And understanding too why we have gotten involved in the past with these frequencies as well. Like what did we need to learn from that? What was it trying to teach us? And understanding that if there's so much resistance to something, it's almost like understanding too that if you are trying so hard to merge certain pieces together that don't really go together, that it's usually the universe averting you in some sort of way, that we need to change the direction that we're going in. Because there shouldn't be so much resistance to something that naturally belongs together, I'm hearing. And this is also about finding our confidence too, and not putting ourselves around energies that we don't feel are respectful or empowering to us. So it's like I'm seeing it almost be like as you come into your energy, I'm also hearing your instincts. I'm seeing something come through that you want, something that you've been waiting for, something that you've been wishing for. Maybe part of this is also finding out what exactly you are looking for. Like, maybe you're understanding that you don't want certain things, and now it's about putting your focus on what you actually do want here. It's like having the determination to sort through all of this when it comes to the direction of where your desires are pushing you. I'm seeing that for some of us also, it was really a test of our strength to make a decision that maybe put you on the outskirts for a while, or maybe you had like a group that you were involved in, or a person that you were with, or someone you were living with, and in making a decision that was important to you, you recognized also that you were going to be on your own for a bit. And that was part of this lesson as well. And really believing in yourself and what you can do here. Yeah. It's like recognizing that there was a sense of resistance. It was like you knew that if you were going to follow your intuition and do what you wanted and remove yourself from an energy that didn't feel healthy to you anymore, you knew what you didn't want. And it's almost like, now what do I want? And you also recognize too that there's going to be a sense of separation, or you being on your own, and like feeling fearful of that, or hurt at the way that things ended up turning out, like with that person or like that company, that frequency, whatever. And it's like now you're manifesting a cleared heart space so you can actually get in touch with what's going to make you happy. And I'm hearing where you want to go from there, Aquarius. And this is about speaking your truth as well. Speaking your truth as well. It's almost like finally, I'm seeing somebody go through a really daunting process, and it's almost like, what was the lesson for me to learn in that? What did I have to gain? Like, why did I have to experience that in the first place? And it's like now you're getting clarity on like why that was necessary for you to go through, if it was going to happen anyway. And it's like now you're getting even more in touch with like what you want, and you're clearing your heart space, and you feel like you're gaining a sense of clarity, especially in retrospect, looking back at this situation. And it brings you a sort of peace that you wouldn't have had otherwise. And maybe this also strengthened like your desires and your motivation to move in a direction that would be healthy for you, and something that you felt called to, rather than staying in a position where the energy was stagnating. Because I'm looking at Saturn here, which speaks on it speaks on lessons that unfold over time. And I'm looking at Mars here, which speaks about the ways that we put things to action. And I'm also looking at Mercury here, which is about communication. It's about speaking things out. And it's also about movement as well. So maybe we were recognizing like what we wanted to put to action and how we actually wanted to move out of a situation, so we could have a clearer idea of what was going to make us happy. And maybe this put us more in touch with our values as well, like things that are important to us. And like also having the confidence to believe that you're worth more than staying with somebody that you don't feel empowered by, somebody that you give your power to, you know, like you allow that person to take your energy or your power, you know. This feels kind of like a review, and I've been feeling for the past week or so like we're going to be entering into some new cycles for ourselves. So maybe this is partly a review for us as we transition into the next cycle. I'm looking at the Queen of Cups here. When we are embracing the energy of the Queen of Cups, it means that we are in touch with our intuition in a deep way. For some of us, it's psychic abilities. It means we're in touch with our emotions as well. I'm also hearing our vulnerabilities. And it means, too, that when the Queen of Cups is in her light frequency, she also recognizes that because she is so empathetic, how important having boundaries is. For some of you, you could be focusing more on your children as well. I'm picking that up. I'm seeing 2 kids here. Maybe you're also using your intuitive abilities in tandem with a job that you're stepping into or a role that you're fulfilling as well. For some, this can purely be in the home. For others, I'm seeing this is actually with some sort of company. Something you feel guided into. For some, I'm getting that you actually have a contract here. For some, I'm hearing spiritual ministry. I guess for some, doing something spiritually related. Maybe in an actual, like, traditional facility. Because the Hierophant can sometimes speak on organized religion as well. Okay, so I'm getting something really cool. For some of us, this past relationship that we were in, whether this was, again, with a company, with a person, whatever, that we moved away from as we were finding our energy and our light, I'm seeing that part of the lesson that we learned in that was actually getting in touch with your spirituality in a certain way, where you actually decided that you were going to do something like for work, something out in the world that you were doing, whether this is like a role in your house or something outwardly that you're making money with. This put you more in touch with like your spirituality, with your sense of religion, if you identify yourself as being aligned with a certain religion. It's like it helped you get connected ultimately with yourself and with spirit, maybe even with your spirit guides as well, like in a stronger way. And it's almost like spirit was guiding you through this to like find yourself in your position in the world, where you wanted to find yourself, where you were meant to be. I'm hearing you're right where you belong, Aquarius. Yeah, it's like because you had the strength to get in touch with yourself in the most vulnerable of ways, there's an opportunity that that presents itself to you. And it's because of this position that you've stepped into where you've really gotten in touch with your intuition, with your creativity. Again, for some, I'm getting that this has to do with, I'm hearing spiritual abilities. Interesting. This is really interesting too. In the last spread, I was seeing a lot of us coming into our feminine energy, which is about like recognizing things, feeling things. It's about gaining confidence, and it's really about, also can be like what you pick up on, what you're sensing, and understanding yourself in that. It's like organizing the energy in a way where you can identify who you are. And in this spread, I'm looking at a lot of masculine energy, and I'm seeing there be a synthesis between like you being empathetic and creative. I'm also hearing resourceful very strongly. And then the ways that you want to go about maybe making money, like I'm seeing for some of us, you have an opportunity to engage in something creatively that you want to be pursuing, that you're also going to be making money doing as well. For some, this can be stepping into a place where you are your own boss, I'm getting. And I'm seeing you be very much led by spirit here. Yeah, it has to do with your gifts and abilities. It's almost like because you crossed the finish line of whatever that was that you went through, like you were graced with some sort of gift or ability. I'm hearing also abilities, like maybe more than one thing that you're getting in touch with, something that you're able to do, and something that as you continue initiating and pursuing these opportunities for you, it's almost like you're doing, I'm hearing mission work, I'm hearing spiritual work, something that spirit is guiding you to do, because like you've been graced with gifts and abilities that you are meant to take action with. I'm hearing embracing them successfully. It's like embracing the Ace of Cups successfully. This is also getting in touch with the divine sense of love within us as well. Yeah, your gifts and abilities. This is, I'm hearing spiritual, I'm hearing intuitive, psychic. And it's like merging these two different things. It's like successfully merging both the 3D and also the 5D together in a way where you're actually taking action. It's like you went through a really big life lesson with that last chapter. And it's like now you step into a place where it's like you recognize these gifts that you have been graced with. And I'm seeing you want to do something with them. And I'm seeing it be tied into... I'm hearing keen abilities, and I'm seeing the merging together of these things. It's like you're successful with the ways that you're embracing your intuition. I'm also hearing foresight, like maybe some of us have predictive abilities. Some of us have an ability as well to... It's like perceiving things, picking things up. This reminds me of like clairsentient, clairaudient, clairvoyant, like those types of things. For some of us, tarot reading. For some of us, healing. I'm getting Reiki for some. For others, this is like providing like spiritual things to other people. And it's like because you decided that you were going to do something with this. Like for some of us, we could just be using these gifts within our personal life. But for others that have actually stepped into using this or are stepping into using this as something you're actually making money with, I'm seeing you actually do this for a career. And it's like spirit led you through that cycle to successfully get connected with like your abilities and higher knowing here, and maybe things are being revealed to you as well. I'm seeing that there also may be an opportunity for you to come into contact with somebody as well, maybe somebody who's going to be sharing part of the journey with you, if this is not you with yourself, which it always can be. And I believe that before it's between you and another, it's always between you and yourself. For some of us, I'm getting that we actually met a boss or a company, somebody that you felt guided together with. And now you feel like this person that you're coming into contact with, you were meant to be exploring something together, I'm getting. You guys might share something, like I'm seeing a trade go back and forth between you and this person. And when we look at the Wheel of Fortune, it's almost like something that you feel is fated. Maybe also as you continue exploring and embracing and taking action with the gifts that you have to be doing what you feel like you're being guided, you're actually coming into contact with somebody, and this is part of the journey, part of the mission. It's like you needed to conquer something in an interpersonal way, and then it was like you needed to find yourself, and now it's like the next part of this may be coming into contact with somebody here in a way where you feel like this was destined to unfold. If you want to, there's always free will, and you don't have to participate in anything you don't want to. Yeah, I'm seeing like this successful merging of this yin and yang energy. And I'm seeing us understand that it was fated for us to step into a certain role in order to make money. This is too understanding that if you have a job that you feel is like a dead-end job or something that you don't feel inspired by, that money is not the be-all end-all, and it's like you have other gifts and abilities that you can embrace and explore. And I'm looking at Jupiter here too, which speaks on Sagittarian energy, and this is like a philosophical energy. This is also exploring higher learning as well, and like all of the different avenues that we want to expand our learning within. And I'm seeing something, it's almost like some subject that you want to be studying, something like that you want to be embracing, and also the sense of like spirituality that you're mixing together because you recognize that you have a certain gift that is needed to explore this thing that you want to explore. And I'm seeing you successfully getting in touch with the High Priestess, also reflecting as well. It's like when you look within, you recognize yourself as the High Priestess, and you recognize that you have made all of these things manifest for yourself based off of your determination and your decisions and what you have followed through with. I'm looking at Taurus here. I'm looking at the High Priestess, which is the moon, and I'm looking at Virgo. For some of us, this can have to do with your MC, maybe North Node for some. All right, my friends, we are going to end it there. I would like to thank everybody for joining. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.